Now in your line, Elizabeth.
Ah.
Adebukola. I was Alabi when I was here. It was a great privilege to meet you again. And can we meet you, sir?
Yes, I'm Timothy Akpo, lecturer in the College of and my major is communication. Yes, married with a girl.
Okay, so this is my amiable lecturer, a composer, a very great composer, both Western African. And then I'm here. Hallelujah. So I'm here to interview him on some things just to enlighten us more about composition. My first question, if I may ask, as a composer, while I was going through research, I'm getting confused. The difference between modern and then contemporary music. So, is there any difference at all between the term modern and then contemporary music?
Well, modern is still contemporary.
Okay.
But we have modern in African music and modern and contemporary
Okay.
in African music and also Western music.
Modern and contemporary.
Well, let me say modern or maybe otherwise called contemporary.
Okay.
Though when you look at the contemporary era, it begins from maybe 1900 or something. And so I think that is when. But one thing is that when we are talking about modern, it's more this thing. Contemporary is maybe ahead of modern. That is just the difference. But it's more of contemporary. What's just contemporary? Every era. You understand? Every era has its own musical styles or something. And according to the music, according to eras, we have contemporary, which is from 1900 as a period. But when we are talking about modern, maybe we can classify the modern to be maybe with us present.
Okay. So when we talk about contemporary, we're talking about from 1900 downward. But when we talk about modern, the present, the recent.
Yes. But what we still do today, especially in Christian music, we have contemporary music. You understand? That is more of all these, not structured kind of music. Well, some are structured, but one is it's more of energetic kind of music. This kind of youthful music that people perform today.
Alright. So we can just say that modern music is our today music.
Yes.
Alright, yeah. Still on differences, do we have difference between gospel arts music and gospel music?
Yes, when we are talking about gospel art music, it's a music that is structured in terms of maybe the harmonic quality, melodic quality or something, and everything is structured in terms of maybe chordal arrangement and everything like that. You understand? And which other
music.
one? The gospel music. Yes, we have some that are not structured.
Okay.
You understand? That the gospel musicians, these so-called gospel musicians, just sing and record.
Okay.
You understand? But when we are talking about art, it has to do with composing with the music score and everything.
Okay.
You understand? That has all those components of maybe
So, in a nutshell, gospel art music has to do with a structured, composed music that follows all techniques, all rules, and like.
Yes,
But gospel is just
comprises
to
of all
sit
these,
down and compose a song, and then no structure, nothing.
Why you can say it doesn't have structure, but
Okay.
it's not maybe written.
Okay.
You understand? The harmony is not structured as to maybe writing them down on the score.
Okay.
Scored music.
Scored music.
Yes.
Alright. So like all those gospel musicians that just compose, they don't put it on score. They just compose and present it and perform it. Those ones are gospel music. But the ones that are scored, structured, harmonized, and the likes, they are gospel art music.
Yes.
Alright.
But that's in terms of performance anyway. But when we are talking about gospel, really, gospel has to do with the Bible. You understand? So any influence made from the Bible, from the scriptures, to compose the music, I think that is still gospel music. But when you talk about art music, that's why I said the ones that are written down, structured, scored or something.
So when we talk about the similarities, we are talking about they are tailored alongside with the Bible and the likes.
All of them, yes.
The
they are
two
all
of
gospel
them, they are
music.
written with the liturgical lyrics and the likes.
That is it. So,
Okay, so what can you tell us
so
about?
what I meant by structure is maybe having the music score. You understand? Harmonized, like a classical kind of.
It's very clear, sir. Very, very
So
clear.
that's
Sir.
one.
Okay, sir. It's very clear, sir. So if I want to write an exam now, and there's a question that says, what is contemporary Nigeria gospel arts music? What do we really mean by that? Contemporary Nigerian gospel arts music.
Well, in Nigeria, in the first place, the contemporary is the music of now. And then gospel is music that is has a biblical interpretation or something, or is inferred from the Bible, or about God, about Christ or something. Then when we talk about the art music, we have different cultures, and we are talking about Africa. We have different, every culture has its own music. You understand? So when your music is patterned after a particular cultural, maybe musical background, you understand, and it is scored, written, and in terms of maybe rhythm and some other things like that, some other musical elements, harmony, melodic arrangements, and the harmonic arrangements, and then the rhythmic structure and some other things. You understand? And also considering the language too. You understand? Because when you are writing in in any African language, you need to take note of the inflection of the words. You understand? So every culture, you understand, depending on the language and then the musical elements in that music reflects or will show that maybe this music is a contemporary music to this culture. I don't know if you understand that.
So when we talk about contemporary Nigeria gospel music, we are talking about music that are structured, that are composed in our context, especially African context of today. So do you have any gospel arts music that you have written? I know you've composed so many, but I mean contemporary gospel arts music. Can you mention a few of them, sir?
I think I have African contemporary.
Yes, African contemporary
Well, I have
gospel
Western
arts?
too,
Okay.
and African.
Okay.
Like Idariji, I think you performed all this
Yes,
music.
Idariji.
Ife Lolorun, and some
Fellow
others like that. And then a song like Okam that you know, that you
Jesus.
that one is majorly Western. You understand? With African elements in terms of the rhythm and in terms of maybe some of these harmonic aspects. You understand? So some harmonic elements were used as African, some like maybe lowest seven, that's top, and some other things. So, but when you look at the texture, it's a polyphonic kind of arrangement, and some of the elements used, like in that music, it's polyphonic, and then it's contrapuntal, which is mostly from Western music. So in most cases, in my compositions, I mix both Western and African elements.
Well, so we are moving on to the next section. Pardon me, sir. Compared to the popular term Nigerian modern music, what are the features of the contemporary gospel art music? The features of a contemporary gospel art music.
Contemporary gospel arts music. You earlier mentioned African. Or you are talking generally about contemporary gospel art music.
Generally, but we want to narrow it down to the African Nigeria.
Well, I think one of the features in the construction of the text, like I earlier said about tonal inflection. If you are writing in any African language, you need to observe the tonal inflection so as to project any particular word you are depicting rightly. So that if you are talking about Yoruba language, they are talking about Oko. You won't be writing something like Oko,
Yes.
which will mean something else. So I think the tonal inflection is very important, and then the rhythmic construction. African music is very complex in terms of rhythm, and it's even more complex than Western music. So most the contemporary music in Western something is also sometimes they bring about all this invocation because but when you are talking about contemporary art music, it's a mixture of all these classical and in terms of rhythm and in terms of harmony, and then the construction of the melody. So it's usually a mixture of all other music of different eras. All music of different eras that we have, bring them together and then weave everything together and come out with something.
This contemporary. Contemporary allows us to bring everything together,
yes.
and then the period of experimentation, you combine everything together, and then
that is it.
Bless God.
I think you can see that in this my song, The Lord Reigns.
The Lord Reigns, yes.
So something like that. And also even this peace is still.
Peace is still.
Remember this song.
I do.
Because you are very strong partner.
Alright, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Another question. Are there musical styles that are peculiar to this contemporary gospel art music?
Musical
Musical
style.
styles are peculiar to contemporary gospel art music.
Well, it's more of well, if you are talking about musical style, we are talking about maybe something like reggae, uh,
Jazz.
jazz, and something like this. And those are very peculiar to
Contemporary
contemporary
gospel
kind
art
of
music.
music. Uh, this Brazilian kind of stuff. Like that. I've forgotten that.
Calypso.
No, not
Funk.
Calypso. No, there's this that kind of So, but well, all of those the contemporary is just a combination of different styles. You understand? It's like it doesn't have just like jazz. Jazz doesn't have a particular definition. They just charge everything and then bring everything together.
Alright, sir.
Well, I may be wrong, but that's what I think. What I think.
Let's go to the section C, talking about the music. Oh, come unto Jesus. Oh, come unto Jesus. What is the story behind that composition? I know that there's something that brought about that inspired that composition.
Yes, actually, I wrote about peace. Peace.
It's still.
Yes, peace is still instilling peace in a very volatile situation where there's trouble or problem or something. How can you have peace? Like what is written in Mark chapter 4, where Jesus stilled.
We are talking about all common.
Yes, that's what I'm driving at. Now, after maybe because the entire package begins with an overture. You understand that it's African. Then then the Lord is telling people about God is in control, and then you talked about peace. And then so after telling people about peace, how God can instill peace and all of this or something, then you then invite people to come to that God who can bring peace into that situation. So it's a song of invitation. You understand? It's a song of invitation. So it's an invitation. It's just like maybe after a preaching, and then you are inviting people to come to know the Lord. I hope you understand.
What I'm actually asking is, before when you wanted to compose that song, did anything happen? Something that inspired the composition of that song, or you just picked the Bible?
You can. One thing is that you can't pick the song. You understand? Yes, you can. One can perform the song. You understand? But it has a context. So you can't just pick the song and then render it just like that or something. But there should be a context, and that's the context I was trying to explain. Do you understand? That now, the work I did is a complete work. That moves from overture, from the introduction, which is overture, to benediction. Do you understand? So while you are talking about peace and all of those things, and you are leading people to the source of peace, then you invite them. That's the center. That's where the song comes in. So now that song, it was when I was writing the project. You understand? That I wanted to write a complete work, so that when somebody is or when a group is performing the work, you start from the back, so you can follow the line of thought.
So you were actually just following the line of thoughts in the.
Yes, so that at that point you know that it's just like preaching. That you start your preaching, and at the end of it, then you invite people
Okay.
So that is it. And then that is why at the end of that, then there is benediction.
Okay, so it started with overture,
Yes, yes.
the Lord reigns.
The Lord reigns. Peace be still.
Sister,
Alidariji,
Daddy,
forgiveness. We forgive one another and
That's
all of that.
Daddy
And
G.
then peace be still. You understand? And then you invite people to come to the
So-
source of the peace.
So it was an invitation after a
Uh-huh.
message
Yes,
of
yes.
peace.
Yes, so.
After a message of forgiveness. It's an
Uh-huh.
invitation for people to come.
Yes,
to
to the
Jesus.
source of the peace.
Alright, sir. Can
And
you?
Christ himself is our peace.
Yes.
Mhm.
The Prince of Peace.
Yes.
Can you mention some compositional techniques that you used?
Yes. Well, I used, I think modulation. That means it's modulation. And we have, there's no transformation. Yes. Modulation, the dynamics levels. Then I think there are some other. You know,
I thought of bringing it out
Yes.
so that you can.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So I think in terms of rhythm, there's a complexity of
That depicts
yes,
African
yes.
culture.
And then there's counterpoint.
Yes. It's counterpoint.
There's contrapunta, and then at the point, I think I used a fugue.
Yes.
You understand? There's fugue there, and which is a direct fugue, not varied fugue. That whatever every part sings, you understand? Whatever the part that begins sings, others will sing. Maybe like at the soprano beginning, then it also will come in the dominant key, you understand, with the same melody, and then the tenor will move all the two other parts to the tonic key, and then when bass comes in with the same melody, the bass moves the three parts back to the dominant, and then they all come back to the tonic. So that is that fugue. So there's fugue here, and then there's a modulation, and
Counterpoint.
yes, counterpoint. Yes, fugue is contrapuntal. And then looking at the texture, you
So it's
understand?
polyphonic.
No, it's polyphonic. You understand? It's polyphonic, but you can also see maybe a kind of compound scenario arrangement. You understand? Because you see A, B, and then A coming back at you.
Yes, I saw it.
So then you can also see a kind of like in a sonata, you have development. You understand? You have exposition. So at the beginning, there's an exposition. You know, that's why I said that contemporary music, you just bring
You just
everything.
combine things
You know,
together. Yeah.
how you make all the all the elements interact.
Yeah.
So the way you make them interact is what makes the music good. So there's exposition, and then within the music too. So all those areas where you have the modulation and all of this can be regarded as maybe the development. You understand? And then you have recapitulation, having the main theme. We have main theme, and then we have counter themes.
Yeah.
You understand? Everything, there's a kind of interaction. So it can be seen as maybe a compound scenario, or talking about the version, or it's a kind of maybe like a cantata. No, right? It's not cantata because it's just a song. But the entire maybe composition title that is still is cantata. You understand? Which
It
one?
is
This one is
part
one
of-
of the entire composition.
So I saw you part there. Da, da, oh, come, where the summer saying, come, 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 come.
Yes.
Is that call and response or
Uh,
counterpoint?
No, others were, I think I said is that the Jennifer? I think the soprano, but others are just emphasizing. So they are like maybe what is this thing? Like the pad, well, the padding can be maybe like ooh and that kind of a thing, but it's like they just strike the chords, just to
Bring an
strengthen
effect.
yes the effect. I think I like that word effect. To produce a kind of effect.
Because I know we can't call it call and response.
No.
We can't
Call
call
a
it call and response.
response is not.
So you can call it, it can be counterpunch.
No, it's a kind of those parts are laying emphasis on one particular word. That's come. I hope you understand.
Yeah.
Why this the soprano is singing a kind of melismatic kind of there's a melisma there. Oh come unto Jesus. So there's a kind of melismatic movement. So but they are just tracking the main word. You understand? And then it's a kind of chord, it's a chordal kind of a thing.
Yeah, I know it's called.
You understand? Just to, the reason why I said it's a kind of, the buttress, the melody.
Yeah.
You understand? So they are coming as chords, just to strike, just to emphasis, for emphasis on that word.
Yeah, I got that. So I know when you repeat something and you're striking on it, it's for emphasis.
Yes.
Alright, sir. Thank you very much, sir. I will still be through. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I couldn't go through the something to know what.
Well, you can still go through it and send some things to me via WhatsApp. Sir.
Yes.
Thank you very much. After composing this song, do you have an afterthought that probably you should have added something, let me add this? After the whole work, after you have performed it, is there an afterthought compositional technique that you feel you would have added to the song?
What came to my mind was that maybe I should have repeated some aspect so that it would be to be more elaborate or something. But because it was just a segment in the entire composition, so I didn't want something that would be too long too. But after the whole thing, and I'm listening to the music, I just feel like supposing one is single out the music for performance, then some aspect will be repeated for emphasis. You understand? Then to lengthen the music. And so that is the part. I think the music is complete. Itself is complete. All the compositions in that compilation is complete.
So that whole compilation, what can we call it?
No, I gave it a title. Peace Be Still.
Okay, the complete work
The
is
complete
Peace
work
Be
is
Still.
titled Peace Be Still. So it's a complete work, which is a cantata.
Okay, cantata.
Meanwhile, each of the songs can be performed
Individually.
separately.
So So we can say that this is a contemporary gospel arts music.
Yes.
Okay. So we are
Because it
moving on.
comprises elements of baroque, classical, and other things. And also contemporary. So it's, I told you that contemporary, embodies, it
Yeah.
has all these other techniques from other eras.
Alright.
Mhm.
I would want to leave the other questions for your response later
Okay.
so that they can go through them, ruminate over them, and then answer accordingly. It's nice meeting you and nice seeing your face
I'm good.
again.
Yes,
Ah.
good meeting you.
Amariba, orúkọ Jésù.
I'm a scribe. Feel like crying.
Yes, because he's a vast composer. Like when it comes to Western composition, he's there. When it comes to African composition, he's there. And then I just thought of it that a lot of composers, we've been discussing them. Let's bring out new composers that have not been exposed to the world. And this is just this. My Oga is not a new composer. He's not a new composer at all. Now, since when have you been composing? That you started composing. What was the year?
I started composing, I think, in the, maybe I started composing songs